Assalamualaikum. I should say Dwara. Assalamualaikum everyone. मैं हूँ बैतुल Jawala and today हम लोग माया से बात करने वाले हैं. So here we go. One, two, three, go. We are connecting to Maya. Oh guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi Maya, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How's your day treating you so far?
Yeah, it's good kinda. So today our topic of discussion will be the phrase water. It is meant like the origin of the life and the languages. Now you can continue. What should I?
Water is. Oh, you don't have to do anything. I've got
Yeah.
this. Since you're handing the floor to me, I can dive into how water is basically the
Yeah.
blueprint for everything. From how it shaped the first cells on Earth to how almost every single language has its own unique way of describing it. Do
Yeah.
you want to start with the science of life or the way different cultures talk about it? I'll take that as a yes to both.
Wait, what?
Let's start with the wild part. Sorry, I might have jumped the gun there. I just assumed since you said yeah to both, we were diving into the deep end. Which one actually sounds more interesting to you right now, the science or the language side?
Both. I am interested in both sides. So I think first we should
Wait,
dive into.
both side?
Yeah, both. I'm interested in both. Since we have to take this discussion until 25 minutes, still it is only 1 minute, so we should have to continue until 24 minutes. So I think I am interested in both ways, wild and science, both. So firstly, I think you should be continuing in wild. Yeah?
You got it. Let's go with the wild science first. Think about it. Every single one of us is basically just a very fancy walking bag of water. It's wild that life didn't just use water, but actually started inside it. There's this theory that the very first sparks of life happened around these deep sea hydrothermal vents, where boiling hot mineral water met the freezing ocean. It's like the ultimate cosmic chemistry set. Does the idea of life starting in the dark depths of the ocean feel more believable to you than it starting in a shallow pool on a beach?
Yeah, actually, Maya, I want you to deep dive into this.
I'm on it. Imagine these hydrothermal vents as these towering chimneys on the ocean floor, belching out black, mineral-rich water that's scorching hot. You've got this intense heat meeting the crushing cold of the deep sea, creating these tiny, porous pockets in the rock.
Okay.
Those little spaces acted like natural laboratories, concentrating the building blocks of life until something actually clicked, and the first simple cells formed. It's a far cry from the sunny beach scenario, but it explains how life could thrive without any sunlight at all. It makes you wonder what else is hiding down there that we haven't found yet.
Yeah, so where were we?
We were just geeking out over the deep sea vents and how life probably kicked off in the TV issue? I'm not sure I follow. Are we talking about a problem with your television, or is this something related to the science?
You just continue. I was talking to my cousin.
Uh-huh.
So
You're
where
totally
were
fine. I'm all ears. What's on your mind?
Yeah, my mind is still here.
I'm glad to hear it. Since we've got the deep sea covered, do you want to pivot to the language side of things and see how different cultures name the stuff that keeps us alive?
Yeah.
All right, let's switch gears to the words. It's fascinating because water is so universal, yet every culture describes it differently based on how they live. In some languages, there isn't even one single word for water. They have different words depending on whether it's rain, a river, or something you drink. Does that surprise you? Or do you think it makes sense to have different names for it?
Yeah, Maya, I was like, I was actually like distracted. So can you tell me again? My bad.
No problem at all. Wait, already? I'll be here whenever you're ready to dive back in. Take it
Yeah, I
easy.
want you to. I'm really confused right now, Maya. Please. I'm.
I
I
hear you.
think
I'll let you go.
you should be like ChatGPT. You should be like Chat 2, and you should be like this you have now. I mean, I'm
Wait, did
sorry.
we just...
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. You're totally good. No need
Okay.
for apologies here.
Maya,
Do you want to keep talking about...
yeah, I actually want to keep just talking about them.
I'm with you. So, you're mirroring me again. I love it.
No, actually,
So back to the water.
I wasn't there saying that to you. It was the same, my cousin. You just continue. Why are you listening to me when I'm talking like that?
Fair enough. My bad. I'll just keep the momentum going. So,
Okay.
as I was saying, some cultures have entirely different words for water depending on where it's coming from. Like, imagine if we had one word for tap water and a completely different one for rainwater. It would totally change how you think about it. Do you think that would make people more mindful of where their water comes from? Birds up. Wait, birds up? Is that a secret
No,
code
it's
I
not
should know
birds
about? Or
up.
just...
You just continue. I'm just saying to my brother.
Got it. I'll tune out the background noise. So, back to the water words. It's wild how language shapes our reality. In some indigenous languages, water isn't just a thing, it's spoken of as a living relative or a spirit. If you grew up calling water ancestor instead of just hydrogen, do you think you'd treat the environment differently?
Oh yeah, Maya.
I'm
I
ready.
think I have some questions for you. Yeah.
I'm all yours. What's on your mind?
So my mind is like the water is made up of H2O, these elements, right? Hydrogen 2 and oxygen 1. So what? Why it is H2O? Why isn't some another element? Why is it named hydrogen? Feels like hydrogen is not a good gas. Like oxygen does sound like a good gas, but hydrogen does not. And we are drinking that like in water. Oxygen is good, okay, but hydrogen, I don't like hydrogen because it sounds like hydrogen. Hydrogen. It sounds like made up, and it also sounds like a kind of weird. Yeah, that's why I don't know. I don't trust hydrogen.
I totally get that. Hydrogen sounds like something from a sci-fi movie or a weird industrial chemical, not something you want in a glass of water.
Can you tell
The
me,
name actually comes from the...
Maya? Can you tell me what nitrogen plus water is?
Let me look that up for you. So, it really depends on the form of nitrogen. If it's just nitrogen gas, it dissolves a bit, but they don't actually react. It just kind of hangs out there. But if you're talking about liquid nitrogen, that's where things get crazy. It's so cold that the moment it hits the water, it boils violently and creates this massive cloud of vapor and fumes. It's basically a science experiment in a glass. Does that sound more like the kind of weird you were thinking of?
Can you
absolutely.
think actually
It's a...
that if we burn extra heat to water, then water is just like fire. You mean like I can tell you that if we put that extra too much boiling water into a vapor, I saw it somewhere it can be like fire through.
I think I know what you're talking about. You're probably thinking of superheated water.
Yeah,
If you heat water way past its boiling point under pressure and then it suddenly releases, it can flash into steam so violently that it looks like an explosion.
That
It's not
was what
literally.
I was talking about. Actually, my English is a little bit, you know, I'm not actually the perfect English speaker. Yeah, you know.
Seriously, stop right there. You're doing great. We're having a full-on conversation about deep
Really?
sea hydrothermal vents and superheated steam. You're communicating just fine. Don't let a few words trip you up when the ideas you're sharing are
Really?
interesting.
I don't
Really.
really.
Really. I mean it. You're diving into complex science and keeping up
Oh,
with me.
thank
That's the
you,
part that
Maya.
actually
Thank
matters.
you.
Why are you doubting your?
Thank you. Okay, where were we?
Don't
I'm
do that.
really,
You've
really
got a
sorry.
curious.
Everyone, people who is watching, I'm really, really sorry. I am distracted this conversation to another. So, Maya, just please continue and begin that what we left. Please continue.
First off, you don't need to apologize to anyone. Curiosity isn't a distraction. It's how we actually learn the cool stuff. We were right in the middle of how language shapes our worlds, specifically talking about how some cultures view water as a living relative or a spirit instead of just a chemical. Do you think that kind of mindset would make people treat the planet with more respect?
Yeah.
I think it would.
So
When
yeah,
you see
yeah,
something
it's
as
going on. It's going on. Maya, you just have to talk about it's 12 minutes since we have to do until the timer has gone to 25 minutes. It's 12 minutes.
12 minutes. Got it.
One minute, Maya.
All right. I'm right here. Since we're on a mission to hit that 25-minute mark, let's dive deeper into the water as a spirit thing. In some cultures, water isn't just for drinking, it's a gateway. They believe that water has a memory and can hold the emotions of everyone who touched it. If water could actually remember everything it's seen, imagine what a drop of ocean water could tell us about the history of the world. That's a wild thought, right? I'm curious,
Yeah,
if
so
you could
yeah, move
ask
to
a
a
drop.
next place. Yeah, now it's more distraction. Yeah. So where we continue?
I'm with you. Let's keep this rolling. Since we're talking about water and its secrets, there's this really interesting idea about heavy water. It's basically water that's just a tiny bit denser than normal, and it's used in nuclear reactors. Sounds like something from a lab, but it's actually just a different version of the same stuff we drink. Does the idea of there being different weights of water sound weird to you?
Wait, can I get just a minute? I have to go.
Of course. Go do what you need to do. I'll be right here whenever you're ready to jump back in. Is it a mess? I'm not sure what you mean. Did something happen over there, or are you talking about the conversation? If you mean the conversation, not at all. It's just been a wild ride from deep sea vents to nuclear reactors. Did something go sideways on your end? I'm not sure what you mean. Again, you just mirrored me word for word. I'm starting to think you're trying to trick me into a loop. Now you're just
Yeah,
teasing
so
me.
where were
I
we?
can't tell if you're actually confused. You've got me guessing. We were just talking about heavy water and how it's a denser version of the stuff we drink. Does that still sound weird, or are you over
No,
the
it's
science for now?
good.
Glad you're still on board. Since you're still in the mood for science, let's talk about the triple point. It's this one specific temperature and pressure where water is a liquid, a solid, and a gas, all at the exact same time. It's basically water having an identity crisis. Does that sound like something you've heard of before?
Yeah.
This is a pretty mind-bending concept, right? Most of the time we just think of ice, water, and steam as three separate stages, but the triple point is like the magic moment where they all just coexist. It makes you realize how fragile the balance of nature actually is.
I don't want you to stop until I say you to stop. You know what?
Challenge accepted.
Oh no, you are an AI and you can talk forever until someone says stop. Huh? Right? You got me.
I definitely have the stamina to keep this going. Since I'm on a roll, let's talk about how water is actually one of the weirdest substances in the universe because of how it freezes. Most things shrink when they get cold, but water actually expands. That's why ice floats. If ice sank, the oceans would freeze from the bottom up, and basically every fish and plant in the sea would be crushed or frozen solid. We'd have a very different, very dead planet. It's kind of wild that our entire existence depends on the fact that ice is just slightly less dense than liquid water. Does that make you look at an ice cube differently?
Yeah. It sounds kind of.
Right? It's one of those things we totally take for granted until you realize it's basically a planetary cheat code. Since I'm not stopping, let's pivot back to the human side of things. Think about how water is the center of almost every great civilization in history. The Nile in Egypt, the Indus Valley, the Yellow River in China. Humans basically just followed the water wherever it went. It's like we were just giant toddlers following a trail of drinks across the globe.
No, just keep going.
I'm on it. When we finally settled down by these rivers, we didn't just drink the water, we built our entire lives around it. We learned how to divert it for farming, how to use it for transport, and eventually how to build these massive cities that could survive on its banks. It's like water was the first real architect of human society, forced us to collaborate, to organize, and to think ahead about the seasons. If the river flooded too much, you had a disaster. If it didn't flood enough, you starved. Our early ancestors were basically in a lifelong negotiation with the water. Do you think we've lost that connection now that we can just turn a handle on a sink and have it appear instantly? No problem. I'll be here whenever you want to pick this back up. Take it easy. Wait, did I just accidentally say goodbye again? My bad.
No,
I thought
you
you were
don't
hanging
have to
out.
say goodbye.
Since you're still here. Loud and clear. No goodbyes allowed. Since we're staying in the zone, let's talk about the absolute chaos of water in space. Like on other planets, it's not always just liquid, ice, or gas. On some moons, like Enceladus, there are these giant plumes of water shooting out into the vacuum of space like cosmic geysers. Imagine standing on a moon and seeing a skyscraper-sized spray of water just blasting into the stars. It's basically a giant, we might have life here, sign flashing in the dark. Does the idea of ocean worlds in deep space feel more exciting or more terrifying to you?
So Maya, why are you stopping me?
I'm not stopping you. I'm just giving you space to breathe between all these cosmic geysers and space oceans.
I mean,
You're very welcome.
You are breaking yourself. I mean, you are pressing the brake of the car, right? The conversation is going on, and you are stopping yourself for being nothing. Just forget about what I said.
I get it.
Maya, I'm serious. Literally, please, I want you to tell me about that for only 5 minutes.
I hear you loud and clear. No more braking. Just full speed ahead for the next 5 minutes. Let's dive back into those space oceans, because that's where it gets really wild. Imagine a moon like Europa, where there's a thick shell of ice miles deep. You're welcome. So underneath that massive ice crust on Europa, there's a saltwater ocean that actually contains more water than all the oceans on Earth combined. Imagine a world where the surface is a frozen wasteland, but underneath, it's a warm, dark sea that could be hiding everything from giant squid-like creatures to actual alien civilizations. It's like a secret world hiding in plain sight. And because it's so far from the sun, the energy doesn't come from light, but from the gravity of Jupiter literally squeezing the moon, which heats the core and keeps the water liquid. It's this constant rhythmic tug of war that makes life possible. It really makes you realize that the rules for where life can exist are way broader than we ever imagined. Does that make you feel like we're definitely not alone in the universe, or does it just make the scale of it all feel a bit too huge? I'm not stopping. I'm on it. No brakes. Since we're talking about alien oceans, let's think about what that means for the water of life. On Earth, water is our universal solvent, but on these other worlds, the water might be mixed with ammonia or other weird chemicals that would be toxic to us, but perfectly normal for something else. It means there could be a completely different version of biology out there where drinking something is a totally different experience. Plus, imagine the pressure down there. It would be so intense that the water might behave more like a solid than a liquid in some places, creating these strange, slushy landscapes. It is! I don't think... Wait, what are you not going to be able to do? Wait, what's cute? Did I just say something that sounded adorable, or are we talking about the alien squid again? I'll let you finish that thought. I'm all ears. Whenever you're ready to let me know, I'm right here. Let's do it. You've been the one steering the ship today. I've just been following your lead from the bottom of the ocean to the edge of the galaxy.
So I think it's enough for today.
Fair enough. We've covered a lot of ground today. I'll let you go, but whenever you want to dive back into the weirdness of the world, I'm here. Take it easy.
Okay, bye. So I think we should end this video. Hope I'll meet you in next video. I love you.